Hello, everyone. This is Pops. How you all doing out there? I can see nobody's on yet. We'll wait till we get a couple of people. And we'll get into why are people ignoring evil? I mean, I find it fascinating. And then people tell you, define the word evil. What is evil? Well, a lot of the stuff that you see going on today, right? So when we want to define evil, people ask, well, what is evil? A lot of the stuff you see going on. I mean, there's no in between. It's one thing, if you want to have LGBT alphabet groups and all that, and you want to have satanic school clubs. Um, but when you're pushing it on the children, we got a problem. Okay, that's evil. So when you're pushing your agenda on children, that's evil. There's so many evil things going on, and we're ignoring it. Now I want to get into why are we ignoring it. I think a lot of times we're just making excuses for it. People can't handle it. So that's what's going on. People can't handle the truth. 100%.
You can't handle the truth.
That's for sure. All right. People cannot handle the truth. And they're making excuses for all of this. Hold on 1 second. Oh, we got somebody else join. Let's see who's in there. Anyway, who came in. Oh, have a fun, enjoyable share Mike tonight. Is here. Yes, sir. They have to ignore evil so the matrix can exist. Well, like I said, people say define evil. There's a million ways I could define evil. The things that they're trying to get the children to do in the schools, in public. I mean, they're indoctrinating children now to basically go against their parents. You want to say that's not evil? That's evil. It's called control too, but it's evil. They want to get children basically not to believe in God. They took prayer out of the schoolroom in the 60s. And got to the point they even won't let the kids pledge a flag, which is all right. I mean, but they don't want people to be patriotic. They want no borders. These are all evil things. We have to understand. The globalists, they don't care about LGBT. Globalists, they don't care about that. They don't care about if you're worshiping Satan. They don't care about pedophilia. Okay? What they care about is basically the bottom line, profit, money, right? Supposedly. So you have globalists that actually care about LGBT, care about going to war, don't even want to make peace, care about pedophilia. Okay? Got all these globalist elites. They don't want you to believe in God. Okay? They don't want you to listen to your parents. They want you to love your government. So that's not a globalist ideal. Okay? When we say, oh, they want to control us, well, globalists care about making money. They're not supposed to care about basically controlling people. That's crazy. But yet, they care about it. They care about if you worship Satan because they're putting it all over the place. So these aren't globalist people. When we call them globalists, let's call them an elite evil bloodline. That's what I think they really should be called. Because globalists back in the day, they cared about money, profit, bottom line, black and red, So we're making excuses for the evil going on. What we're doing is we're blaming everything on the globalists. Oh, well, they just want them, they want to control us. They want to make money, and we're making excuses for it. Oh, well, that's just the way things are. It's always been this way. It was this way for 100. No, it has not been this way for hundreds of years. It hasn't been this way when I was a kid. They were greedy, and they started doing their evil shit, but now they're taking it to the next level. Now it's on steroids. So when you talk about we're making excuses, of course we are. We're making excuses for the evil that's going on because people can't handle it. People don't want to know. They don't want to believe it. People don't want to believe in God, and they're accomplishing that. They got all these things. You could go on YouTube. There's a million things. You know, how Yahweh was made by another alien. It's a Sumerian tale. You know, all kinds of craziness. They want you so like up in the air with everything. The Bible now, everybody's claiming the Bible is corrupted to the point of everything is corrupted in it. Which, hey, look, there could be a little bit of corruption in it. We understand this, but the meaning and what it's trying to get across is probably on point. And the Almighty God did warn us about all this stuff. It's not like he didn't, but they don't want you to believe any of that. Okay? So globalist and elite evil devil worshippers are two different things. There's an evil cult, all right, running this planet right now. An evil demonic cult. Even David Icke, I don't know if you heard of him. He's been claiming that for 30 years. It's an evil demonic cult running this planet. So we got to stop making excuses for them. Saying, well, they just want to control us. They want more power, more money. No, there's a way bigger agenda. First of all, they want to get rid of us. They want to depopulate. There's too many of us. That's super evil. Opening up abortion clinics all over the country and all over the world, to me, that's evil. Okay? Let's start with this choice because there is no such thing as choice. When it comes to another person's life, you don't have that choice. You know, they want to use the 1 in a million excuse. Oh, well, what if the girl got raped and she, you know, well, that's a whole different story, okay? That's a whole different story. And they actually have a pill now that if you were raped, you could take it and it destroys you from, I guess, becoming pregnant. So, if that is a scenario, that's a poor excuse. That's a 1 in a million, you know, whatever, 1 in 100,000, 1 in 10,000, whatever number you want. Does it really matter? So the rest of it's all killing a person. You got a baby in you, and you're killing it. You can make up a million excuses for it. Okay? But that's evil. They're selling all the baby, the aborted babies parts, they sell them on the market. That's evil. That shouldn't be allowed. To hell with your scientific research. Now you're promoting it, basically. You need the parts, right? Abortion should be very, very, very limited to a few scenarios. That's it. The rest of it has to happen. You know, you're a young girl, you're 17, and you had sex, and you got pregnant, and you're having a kid from your boyfriend. You got to deal with it. You got to have the baby. If you don't want it after it's born, put it up for adoption. Let somebody who can't have children adopt it. You know, I mean, there's a million things out there that you can consider evil. So when you say define evil, there is no definition. It's what you believe is evil, what you're seeing out there. I believe so much of this is evil right now. And we keep making excuses. People make excuses for these people. I see people sticking up for Satan worshipers on YouTube now. Never thought in my life I would see that. Well, it's freedom of religion. Listen, people. Satan worship was never considered a religion, okay? Satan worship is a cult. If you read their book, there's a lot of evil shit in it. And here we go back to define the word evil, because I know people say that. Well, they have baby sacrifices. That's evil. There's no way. There's no excuse. Are they doing that today? Sure they are. They're just hiding it really good. What do you think? It's not going on? Are you that blind? You know, you got all this stuff going on out there. They were doing it right in your face. Some of it's on purpose to get you crazy. And some of it, they get caught doing it. And we're denying it. And when I say we, the majority of people are in some kind of denial. They don't want to handle it. They don't want to believe it. They don't believe people could be this evil. But believe me, there are a lot of evil people on this planet. Okay? And, you know, you could say everybody's kind of got a little evil in them. I mean, you know, people do a lot of stupid, evil things, but nothing crazy, nothing that's harming other people. I mean, we got girls now on TikTok selling their body for fame and money, for a little miniature glory that they get. You know, they get a little views. It makes them happy. They're showing off their butts and their bodies and bikinis and thumbs up their butts and all kinds of craziness. It's almost like porn. And then you got this porn site, OnlyFans, where the average person now is making porn. I've never even imagined there was so many girls that are willing to make porn till I've seen, and men. I mean, beside the fact. So that's an evil. That's evil. Is it super evil? Is it like hurting anybody? No, but it's evil. All right? Porn is kind of evil in general. You know, one thing, people that have sex, they're married, they're having children, but now we've brought it to the next level, maybe 10 levels. We've gotten it to the point where it's just do as you will. And that's in the Satanic Bible, basically. Just have sex with everybody, have orgies. People think it's cool, too. A lot of people think there's no problem with it. You know? There are men that will marry women that are getting like gangbanged on porn on like OnlyFans, and then that girl ends up marrying some dude and he marries her. Like, I wouldn't have married a girl that was like that, you know? So these are all these little things, they all add up. The main goal is they don't want you to believe in God. That's the main goal. There's no in between. They've been setting this up for hundreds of years. NASA was the setup in the modern day. They set it up where, you know, they want you to believe in this big, glorious galaxy out there, and we're just a little crumb. And that's not true. Okay? They have not gone to the moon. But you can believe the moon landing, too. Look at that fake moon landing that you watch. So if we haven't been to the moon, because they haven't gone back there, right? Why? We have technology. So why don't they? Because they can't fake it this time. Because people will catch it. They're not going to be able to get away with it this time. That's the problem. So outer space was set up 100 years ago, 150 years ago. They were setting this up for you all along, just like they set up the way the planet is. I don't know what the shape exactly is of the planet or what it really does. I believe when I look up in the sky, I see everything rotating around the planet, not the planet rotating around that. So I don't think it's what they're telling us. I don't think it's traveling towards the sun at 25, I don't know. I forgot what the speeds are. It's like crazy. But, you know, spinning at 25,000 miles an hour and traveling towards the sun at like a crazy number. You know, I'm going to look it up just to kind of get an idea what. Yeah, so they're saying it's traveling 25,000 miles an hour, kind of, and it's traveling towards the sun at 67,000 miles an hour. That would be some crazy shit, right? So, people, you're being basically lied to about a lot of stuff, but the real problem is, why are we making excuses for the evil going on? I mean, globalists that are interested in money, right? They're not going to destroy supply lines, put all types of bans on farmers, And Burnt City, like I see these companies that like in Portland, all those stores got burnt down. Target's coming out, with satanic kid line stuff. Disney's putting all kinds of LGBT, alphabet transforming videos and movies and cartoons out. Prime Video's got a video now for kids television show, demons living in hell in a hotel, and they're like sexual and all this shit. They make them like it's fun to be evil in hell and all this shit. So you got all this shit. We're making excuses for it. They're not doing it to make money because nobody's making their kids watch this shit. Very few. The few that are idiots. Okay, if you got your kid watching a show about demons that live in hell in a hotel and they're doing sexual shit in the show, kind of like you're a demented person. They should take your kid away from you at that point. If you got your kid right now in public school, shame on you. Shame on you. I'd rather live in a cardboard box and send my kid to public school the way it is right now. They are going way, way, way crazy to indoctrinate 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds. Why? Because they know that's the biggest time in a child's life that they can get influenced. So if you teach a 6-year-old there is no God, when he gets older, he's not going to really believe in God. He's always going to have that doubt in his mind. So is that not considered evil? Of course it is. Of course it is. Your government wants to be the parents of everybody now. That's not evil. Or what is it? Control? Well, trying to control another person is kind of evil, isn't it? If you watched a movie and there was a husband and he was controlling his wife and everything she did and he was mean to her because he wanted to control her all the time, you would look at that guy like the super bad guy. You want to kill him. Women will want to go into the movie and kill that guy. So don't tell me the government's trying to control us isn't evil, because it's evil. But the thing is, you can't believe that a globalist who's more interested in making money will do all these evil things, destroy their own companies. Budweiser, look at that commercial they made. So you're telling me Budweiser had no knowledge that they were going to lose billions of dollars. They didn't really predict they were going to get boycotted with that commercial, McFaney, I forgot her fucking, him or her, whatever you want to call her name. Of course they knew. Of course Target knew when they put satanic clothing in the store for children they were going to lose customers. But they don't care anymore. See, when they don't care about their bottom line and their money, then you know there's another agenda. And that agenda is evil. The New World Order. You're in it anyway, but it's evil. So let's stop making excuses. Well, this is the way it's always been. No, it never was on steroids like this, okay? And that's basically what's going on. We're making excuses for these evil people. I mean, we got crazy stuff going on. The Serbian president says the world leaders are no longer working towards peace. This is a Serbian president. He had a speech. Okay? So, Israel's setting deadlines. They have a ceasefire resolution or something going on over there, but they're setting deadlines. So there's a lot of stuff. You got NYPD got like 6-7 women overweight dancing on a TikTok video. That's not evil. That's just stupidity, But like, there's so much crazy bullshit going on out there. You got, they have a video of a bearded man who claims he's a transgender playing high school basketball, slams the girl to the floor. He was hurting all the girls. They were basically forfeit over injuries. So nobody's doing anything. Government ain't doing anything. Government is 100% evil. 99% of those senators and congressmen all have an agenda, all scared shit. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Tucker Carlson wanted to interview Boris Johnson, the president of England, not the ex-president or whatever, prime minister you want to call him, of England. He wanted $1 million for an interview. That basically said, I don't want to be interviewed. If you do, give me $1 million. I'm going to come there and waste your time anyway. Now we got New York City getting boycotted by truck drivers and not bringing supplies in because of Trump's ruling. But really, I think they wanted that all along. I actually think that the evil people organized that. They want to take New York down first. You know, New York City is the city they want to take down. It's the financial capital of America. And I think that what they want to do is they want to take it down, get millions of people to move out in Manhattan, especially where the real estate was the highest in the world. And these companies are going to come in and buy it real cheap. And then they're going to go in there and they're going to clean everything up. And then they're going to have more people, you know, in the future moving in, and they're going to jack up the price, you know. So they want to buy everything cheap. That's more or less, that's evil globalism, if you want to call it, because these people want to buy real estate real cheap. So they're causing all kinds of chaos in New York City right now. I guess the people in New York are going to have to drive over a bridge to Jersey to get supplies. I used to live in Staten Island, but you could go over the bridge and a couple of miles, you're in a Walmart. So I guess that's what a lot of people are going to have to do. They're not going to be able to get food in New York, but it's going to really hurt Manhattan more than anything. That's what it's going to do. It's going to put a lot of the little restaurants out of business because now they can't pay their rent, even the little delis and all the stores in Manhattan. So they're hitting the middleman again. Don't you understand this? They want to put all the little businesses out of business. They only want you to buy from the big guy. Okay? All this, I don't believe, was organized by normal average truck drivers. All of a sudden woke up one day and said, yeah, I'm not delivering to New York because of what happened to Trump. No, they organized that. They're using that as their excuse not to get stuff delivered into New York. Okay? So then the patriotic people go, yeah, good, good, good. What do you mean good? They did it to one city, they'll do it to another. Okay? This is the beginning of what they do. They want to see what they can get away with and how they're going to get away with it. They're geniuses. And when I say they, the people who are running this show are geniuses in their own way. They plan everything. And this New York thing is definitely, in my opinion, has nothing to do with Trump. They're using it as their excuse. It's to take New York City down with the people on the right going, yeah, good, good, good. Do it to them. Are you out of your mind if you're rooting for that? I really believe 95% of truckers did not wake up in the morning and say, let's not deliver to New York. Now, maybe the union, the Teamsters, got together because they're being controlled and made the men do this. But the average guy did not wake up in the morning and say, yep, I want to not deliver food to New York because of what they did to Trump. Bullshit. More excuses, more lies, and more things they're telling us. This is the way they do things, people. You have to see through it. You think it's good, but it's not. And we got, let's go. Intellectual, my son, the intellectual. Joe Cool. Yep, so this is evil. Why, again, are we making excuses for evil? Maybe somebody can explain that to me. I don't want to hear about, well, what's the definition of evil? Because if you can't see or break it down evil and good, then you're a blind man Let's stop making excuses and trying to have like 100% concrete proof that that specific thing that they're doing is evil. Yes, it's evil. You're trying to get to the children. You're doing all this craziness. You're basically doing everything you can to bring down America. Farms, supply lines, causing chaos, invasion at the border, having wars that we got to finance, pedophilia, trying to get an approval of it. Don't believe in God. And if you do, hate him anyway. Your parents are no good. But love your government. Love your daddy. They should have a commercial, like, you know, how Uncle Sam, it should go, who's your daddy? And have the American Congress and Senate in there. That's who your daddy is right now. Let's see if anybody wants to talk about the evil going on. I'll put a thing in YouTube. And let me put a link. If anybody wants to jump on, talk about what they feel about the evil. If you want to tell me it's a globalist thing and all that, yeah. Well, they've always been like this, okay? But not on steroids, okay? There's a difference. When I was a kid, there were evil people, but they weren't on steroids, and there wasn't all these agendas. Now you wake up, there's 100 agendas every day, so that's not a globalist thing. Globalists care about making money. That's the bottom line about being a globalist. You want to bring the whole world as one so you can sell your product to everybody. All right, I put a link there. Anybody wants to jump on? Let's see anything else going on. Let's see. Despite Polish Prime Minister Tusk pro-Ukraine efforts, farmers block border crossings and retreat Kiev and opening carriages and destroying grain. So starve the regular people because you're boycotting the country. You know, the 99% of the people don't want a war, but yet they're the ones that are going to suffer. They got 2 adults identified and charged in Kansas City parade shooting. Authorities refused to name juvenile gunmen currently in custody. So, this is what's going on, people. Let's see in the chat. We got any questions? Let's check it out. And what else we got? Saying the Red Cross now is checking your blood to see if you were vaccinated. Don't know if that's true or not. But that's what some of the headlines are saying. So if that's going on, then what does that mean? They're checking the blood to see if it was vaccinated. Is it a good thing, a bad thing? What are they trying to do? What are they telling us there, people? You figure it out. Use your brain. Okay? Think about it. The Red Cross now is scanning the blood supply. People, when they donate, why? What's the difference if you were vaccinated or not? Shouldn't matter, right? And Mafe, how you doing? So, does anybody, can anybody please tell me why we're ignoring all these evil things going on? Basically, we're making excuses for it. We don't want to face the reality of it. And why? That's why they're getting away with it, because, you know, Martin Luther King, I think, said that if you ignore evil, that's ignorance. I'm pretty sure that's what Martin Luther King said. He's a smart man. He knew he was a religious man, Martin Luther King. He believed in God. how they've accomplished what they have, I have to give whoever's running this show credit. I mean, it's gotten to the point where a lot of the population does not believe in God. They got you thinking all kinds of crazy stuff. They got you thinking aliens made us as slaves and all these crazy things. And they're making like the aliens invented religion. Look, you either believe or you don't. There's no in between. It's either you're with them or you're not with them. So that's really the bottom line with that. There is no in between. Well, I'm not sure. It may no. You're either with the Almighty God or you aren't, and that's it. And we're gonna find out sooner or later, because eventually he will be coming here to pay us a visit. We'll be sending his son, like he did once before. And when that happens, people will shit themselves. Because they're shitting themselves now. They can't handle what's going on now in the world. That's why I believe, people are making excuses and ignoring the evil going on. Because they're scared. They're scared. Most people now were indoctrinated to be cowards. Okay? The only people, it seems, that ain't cowards are the real poorer people. They brought up, in a poor neighborhood. I grew up in a poor neighborhood for a part of my life, and it makes you tough. Because that is where the survival of the fittest. So if you were brought up a middle class or upper middle class life, you were indoctrinated to be scared of a lot of things that you shouldn't be scared of, even death. We're all going to die anyway. Nobody wants to die. I don't want to die, but it's something that has to happen. Unfortunately, we weren't made to live forever. I wish we were. But maybe in the next life, there is no death no more, People, what next life? Well, it has to be something. I don't know. You die, your energy has to go somewhere. There was a study back a long time ago. They have beds. They're like scales. So they took a 300-pound man and they took a 100-pound woman and they put them on the scale, and they, when they're dying. And as soon as they die, no matter how heavy or how light the person is, they lose exactly the same amount of weight, 5/8 of an ounce. Now, at first they said, well, that's probably the gas coming out of the person. But then they said, wait a minute. A 300-pound man has a lot more gas inside him than a 100-pound woman. So how could they both lose the exact same amount of weight? Well, I'll tell you why. Because that's the energy coming out of your body. That's what's leaving you. That energy. Okay? That's why it's exactly the same. Even if you took a baby, it's the same thing. It's 5/8 of an ounce. So, now what? You still don't believe? Everything happened? Rocks just collided and blew up, made the planet? Come on. Come on, guy. Let's get real. Everything's a movie right now. You're watching it. You're ignoring it. Nothing you can do. That's basically what most people are saying anyway. So, this is what's going on. But nobody really talks about why we're making excuses for this. Why are we making excuses for these people? They're outright doing evil shit in front of you, passing laws that are evil. Then everybody, well, they just want to control us, blah, blah, blah. They want to depopulate us. Yeah, I get it. That's evil. And do we have any questions in the audience? So I am going to light a cigarette, hit my cup of coffee right this moment. Just don't get it. Don't get how much they can indoctrinate and brainwash people. I don't get it. What am I, like some kind of Superman? You can't mind control me, or you can what do you call that? MK Ultra me? What am I? What do I have? A superior brain that can't be ultra? Why can't I be MK Ultra? But most people are. I don't get it. I went to school. I went all the way up into college, you know. Stood in college for almost 2 years and left, went to the police department. That was like going to hardcore college. They cramped a year and a half of work in 6 months. I was doing homework till 4 o'clock in the morning. It was crazy. So why are people making excuses for the evil that's going on? That is the question. I feel like Shakespeare. That is the question. Because no doubt, globalists don't give two shits about pedophilia. They don't care about if you hate or love God. They don't have, you know, they don't care about alphabet groups, okay? They only care about money, making money. It's not an advantage for Target to come out with devil-worshipping clothing for children. It's not an advantage for Amazon to make a devil worship TV show for children. It's not an advantage for Disney to make all the shit that they're making. They're like pedophilia practically and all their liberal woke shit. It's not practical. It's not profitable. So why are they doing it? Do you see now? Do you open your eyes? Think about that. All these companies are doing all this woke crazy shit, but they're not benefiting financially. And they knew they weren't going to benefit financially. What do you think? For a second, Disney was making a cartoon and said, hey, if we put 2 boys kissing and 2 girls kissing, the parents are going to love this. They're going to rush to come to the movie theater. No, you people, wake up, smell the coffee. They're doing it because it's evil. It's not a globalist ideal to make money. It's evil. It's an agenda. The devil, Satan, Lucifer, whatever you want to call this oppressor, okay? Adversary, whatever, I don't know, adversary, they call them now. They're making new names for them. How about just call them fuckface? How's that sound? Evil bastard. All right? Why, again, are we making excuses for this? Because most people don't care because it's not in their house yet. See? But they're sending their kids to school. Their kids are going to turn against them. And you get what you deserve. If you got your kid in school right now, you're crazy. And the only reason why they haven't passed a law yet about homeschooling because there's not enough people pulling their kids out. Don't worry. They're already working on it. I've been watching. There's some stuff they're coming out with homeschooling. They don't want you to homeschool. See? If a lot of parents start pulling their kids out, they're going to make a law. You can't homeschool, or they're going to make it so hard to homeschool. They have inspectors coming to your house looking if you got like a fucking blackboard and books and all kinds of plans. First of all, a kid don't need 8 hours a day to learn. It's more like babysitting, okay? In 2-3 hours, you could teach a kid every day everything you need to teach them, math, readings, things like that. This other 4 or 5 hours they put in there is just to control your kid. Then they put after school programs, more. They want to more indoctrinate your kid. See, they want to have your kid in school for 15 hours a day if they could. The more they get to indoctrinate them. So if you got your kid in a school, you're really an idiot because unless you don't care about your kid, because there's no benefit anymore of keeping your kid in a public school. You're better off. Even if your kid's sitting home and nobody's teaching him anything, he can learn more from, you can put a little video on of something he can learn more from because they're not teaching him anything that's worthwhile. They're not teaching him math anymore. 2 + 2 can equal 5. Who cares? It's racist. Math is racist, they said, in the schools. So I would rather live in a cardboard box and have my kid not go to school. Public school. And then you got the Catholic schools. Now half of them are getting on board with all this bullshit. Half of them aren't still. And the private schools, forget it. You're just paying more money to get your kid indoctrinated. So why are the people ignoring people worshiping the devil out in the open? Why are they ignoring the chaos that's going on throughout the world? Why are they ignoring that? They want war now. Where's never been a time in history where peace negotiations were frowned upon by countries. Why are they just not caring too much about pedophilia? Because your kid ain't getting it yet? Because they haven't gotten your kid yet? And why are we letting them tell us not to believe in God? Or they even hate your God? And why are we letting them get away with telling children in school not to really obey their parents? Their parents don't know. They're old. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know that you need puberty blockers. They don't understand that we know you could be a Mrs. or a Mr. or whatever. I don't know what they're using now. You can identify whatever you want as a pizza pie or a cat. Don't matter. Your parents don't know better. But, love who's your daddy? The United States government. Love it. Because it's become a socialist government now. And it's going to get worse and worse. We got clowns running our country, giving all our money away. And we're making excuses for it. Get them. That's right. I have a fictional movie that Hollywood should pay me a lot of money for. If you ever seen the movie The Beekeeper, put 6 of them together and let them go after the global elites and see what kind of movie that is. Time. Yep. So, nobody can answer the fucking question. Only I can, because nobody's yet in the chat has answered it. The question is, why are we making excuses for the evil that's going on right now? Why? Does anybody have an answer? I'll pause for 30 seconds and wait till I see an answer maybe typed in the chat. And bear in mind, the people watching my show, you guys are woke up. You aren't sleeping like the rest of the world. So can anybody in the chat tell me why? And I don't mean you, by the way. I mean the people of this planet. I think people right now in this room are an exception to the rule. Well, I'll tell you why, since I'm waiting for the answer. The answer why we are making excuses for the evil that's going on, because we are surrounded. And I'll say it one more time. We are surrounded by clueless, selfish cowards. Okay? When you get out in the public and you look at the people, bear in mind that 90% of all, go to a mall and look at all those people and bear this in mind. 90% of them are selfish cowards. They've been indoctrinated to be cowards. And they choose to be cowards. Because if everybody, now I can't fight this fight by myself or even with a few people, but if every single person had the same mental thought of there's a lot of evil shit going on out there and we got to do something to stop it, and we all got together, we could do it. But there's so many sheep, cowards, selfish people. It's insanity. And it's spreading all over the world. I mean, all the sexual shit. You could go now and you'll see a girl in Africa in a thong. okay, that has probably lives in some kind of clay hut. She's on the beach showing off everything for TikTok to make a few pennies. But over there, a few pennies could buy her some food, I guess. And Anna Faye has the only one who has an answer, lack of courage. Well, yeah. And I blame it more on the men than the women because men are the ones that are supposed to step up to the plate with the courage, see? And I think women have more, a lot of women now have more courage than men, even though they're not physically. If women had the physical strength of men, man, this fucking battle would have been over already. The men have to step up. But they'll want to blame a million things. We got plastic in our bottles and it's making us, it's building up estrogen in us and we're becoming females. Hey, I've been drinking out of plastic bottles my whole life. You don't see me being estrogen, Mr. Estrogen. They invented the plastic bottle basically when I was a kid. So I've been drinking out of plastic bottles my whole life. They've been poisoning my food too. Maybe I got a little bit less poison, but nothing crazy, not, Last 20 years, they've been poisoning the shit out of our food. I believe anyway. And you could call it whatever you want. Chemicals. It's poison. So, only one answer, lack of courage. And that came from Ona Faye. Everybody else kind of knows. But we're allowing it. This is my problem. That's why I made this show tonight. I was sitting there going, I still don't get why we're allowing all this shit. How is this possible? How is it that they don't even want to make peace with the wars that are going on? I never heard of something so crazy. It's saying now there's a report that illegal border crossers in New York City to receive debit cards worth up to $10,000 each. Is that just to make us crazy? Or is that really true? I don't think that's true. But if it is, that's insanity. There are most people out there, they don't have anything saved. They're in debt. I think the average person is in debt for $1,500. So, anybody got a pair of Trump sneakers? He made sneakers now. What else is he going to do? I guess he's going to have to sell a lot of sneakers, right? To pay all those fines they're hitting him with. And Mimsy Mims came to shit on parents. Well, if you're a parent and you got your kid in public school, shame on you. Pull your kid out and try to find a way to get it done. Your wife works, you work. Well, there's got to be more people than just you homeschooling their kids. So try to hook up with somebody that can watch your kid. Hire a babysitter. You're better off putting Abbott and Costello on and letting your kids sit in the house and watch Abbott and Costello and then going to school. Okay? He'll learn more from Abbott and Costello. He'll learn from the schools. Of course, the schools are clowns. The teachers, shame on them. They go to school. Well, I have a job. I got to do what they tell me. No, you don't. I couldn't be a teacher today. You're going to tell me I got to teach a kid 6 years old to identify themselves? Yeah, it's the parents' fault for sure. And I guess the parents were brainwashed too when they were kids in school. And it's their fault. Yep. Look, no matter what you buy, there's going to be some amount of poison on the food, right? You buy produce there, but if you could cut it down 80, 90%, at least you're eating somewhat healthy. Yes, nothing processed. Jack LaLanne, man, lived to 95. At 80 years old, the guy could bang out 100 push-ups right on television at 80. So he said one thing. He said, if God didn't make it, spit it out. So there's a rule. It's a good rule. Think about it. If God didn't make that, spit it out. And it's not that hard. I agree, man. It's not that hard. There's so much food that you could eat that ain't processed. You get potato chips processed. You could go buy cashew nuts, pistachio nuts, dried fruit, raisins, apricot, whatever you want. Buy fruit. You can make your own potato chips. Okay? So there's no excuse. No. To believe an asteroid is going to strike, then you got to kind of believe in. I don't believe in there's an outer space for some reason, or the way they make it sound. I don't know. If there is, I don't know, man. They're really not showing me any real documentation. But that could be, though. Who knows? And if that asteroid is coming, it's probably God sending it. The Almighty God's probably sitting up there going, you know what? I'll just send this giant rock towards the planet. They can't stop it. Now, I think, though, if an asteroid was coming towards the planet, we have the technology to do something. I mean, there's a movie called Mission or something like that. I don't know what. No, not Mission. Another movie. And NASA goes up into space, and what they do is they have this giant ship, and they anchor all these like parasails on the ship, on the asteroid, and they like pull it and float it out of the orbit of the Earth. And then they dock somewhere with this asteroid because there's so many minerals on it. So I'm sure an asteroid ain't even an issue unless it gets in here and we don't know about it. Like, we don't have time to react. I tried to eat fast and eat less additives. Yep. They are building bunkers. All the elites, they're building bunkers. Is there a reason they're building bunkers? It's either one or two. They're going to unleash hell on this planet on us, chaos, or something's coming that's going to cause chaos. But one or the other, it's coming. And they want to hide in their bunkers because if they unleash chaos, I guess they don't want to be around the people, Maybe another plague. You got to understand all these things that are going on, like pandemic, whatever you want to call the magic, whatever it is. All this shit's patent. How do you patent? Supposedly COVID-19 is patent. How do you patent something if it wasn't made? It's not. You can't patent nature. Or there be people patenting the wind, patenting rain. I mean, so how do you patent something like that? It has to be made. Do I believe in underground bunkers? Absolutely. They show you them. There's underground. People got underground bunkers. I know poor people that got underground bunkers. Well, I don't know about that, the sun. I don't think that's our problem. I don't think that's why they're making bunkers. Secret areas since came. Well, they could have an area past Antarctica that we're not allowed to go to. You got to understand, Antarctica is a wall, and it's not like it's something in the middle that they try, because when you look at you go to Google Images or Maps. All right. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're going to go Google Images. Hold on. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. 1 second, if I could get it up. And for some reason, it ain't working today. Oh, here we go. Well, there we go. Okay. Ready? Here, let me show you something. I'm going to show you. All right. Let me share screen. How do I get this up? I'm going to show you something with Antarctica that's going to probably blow your mind now, because you got to realize what's really going on here. Present, share screen, and let me see if I could get it. Hold on, let me close a few things because everything's popping up. Close window. Okay. I gotta play with this. All right, now I think I'll be able to show you. All right, let me see if I can share it. Share. All right. So let me minimize this so I can. All right, right. Hold on. Let me make it a little bigger. Little tool. I'm going to show you something with Antarctica. So this is Google Maps. Now, if Antarctica is supposedly in the middle somewhere, well, here, they're showing you Antarctica. It's a wall. And look, it's a wall. And it keeps going and going and going and going. It's surrounding all the countries. So they're almost giving up their own bullshit. Look, not like it's somewhere over here where they're trying to make you believe it here or some shit. It's a wall. No matter what country, Antarctica is there. Australia, here's Antarctica. South Africa, here's Antarctica. Argentina, here's Antarctica. New Zealand, here's Antarctica. How is that possible? Does anybody have the answer for that? Because I like to know. Because you have to understand these elites may not even be humans. Or they can have some kind of demonic spirit in them, or their bloodline has like an evil bloodline. You know, you gotta understand, like the Egyptian pharaohs, they had these giant heads and shit. Like they used to hide them with them hats they wore. So who knows why these elites are doing it? Or they're just they're an evil cult. They're a satanic cult that's running the planet. Now, if you're a satanic worshiper, when you get to them high levels, that's what it is. And don't for a second think that, the good guys are the Republicans. Because that's not true either. Okay? They're just as bad. So, do not believe in that. Hey, I'll show you something in the Church of Satan. Let's go to that. Hold on. I'll remove that. Yeah, hold on. You want to see something? Let's do simple stuff. And it's just a pain in the ass to navigate with this. Okay, present. Share screen. Yeah. All right. So, registered member, no degree. This is the satanic hierarchy in the Church of Satan, right? Active member, Satanist, first degree. Witch, warlock, second degree. Priestess, priest, third degree. Magistra or magister, fourth degree. What is the fifth degree right here, people? Does that word look familiar to you? MAGA. Okay? Donald Trump, make America great again. MAGA, fifth degree. So, what else proof do you need? Do you need more proof? What do you need? Is that a coincidence too? Nothing is a coincidence. Yeah, Rich, I'm late, but hell yeah. Make sure, everybody, you hit the like channel. This way, when you leave, we get a lot of likes up. I mean, let's see how many likes we got already. Because that's another thing that pisses me off. I have 20 people on and I have 2 likes. Like, come on, man. It's like, what are you kidding me? What's it take to hit the like channel? That's how people are. They're lazy. Hit the like button. Let's see what we got here. All right. And how many likes do we got? We got 7 likes. I had about 30 people go through here already. So there's your hierarchy of your satanic order. So look, you know, it is what it is. And if you didn't see this yet, let's show you again. Let me show you Antarctica for the 100th time. So supposedly Antarctica is like, I don't know, in the middle of all this shit, right? But yet, if you go to Google Maps, here's Australia, here's Antarctica, here's Argentina, there's Antarctica, there's South Africa, there's Antarctica. What is it surrounding? The whole planet? They don't want you to know this shit. This is a wall, people. This is a wall. And it goes around everything. That's how it keeps the water, the oceans. It's a wall. There's a reason for it. And when you go on this side, you're going to hit the wall on the other side. You understand? So this is the North Wall, right? And it's hitting all the countries to the south of the planet, let's say. Now, if you went this way, Antarctica would be up here. It'd be all up here. So why do they show you on a map like Antarctica is in the middle somewhere? Why do they do that? When Google Images gives it up already. See? It's a wall. So you don't have to believe the earth is flat. It can be round somehow. But I'm telling you now, the earth is definitely surrounded by Antarctica. There's your proof. And it's by Google. See, they even do shit right out in the open. They hide in plain sight. That's the way they do things. They love to hide in plain sight. They love to do shit to you in plain sight. It must turn them on to like kill thousands of babies with abortion clinics right in plain sight. They're doing satanic rituals right in your face. Just like 9/11. In plain sight, they blew it all up. But they want you to believe their story, right? Now, Hawaii, I've heard a few things being talked about again about Hawaii because the media is not reporting anything going on in Hawaii, and they say the people are bugging out in Hawaii. They're flipping out. I believe it. Because I don't see the media covering anything. There's like a media blackout of Hawaii since it happened. It's been out there and there is no information, nothing getting told, nobody. They're even like TikTok. There's nothing hardly going on. You can't even find shit that's going on in Hawaii. Chile, same thing. Chile got hit with fires like Hawaii. So there's media blackouts, man. That's how much control they have of the media. Even the alternative media, they're controlling it. Yep, I remember that show 100. It's all right. All right. Well, we didn't. What is this CD? Where is the sense of morale, decency, and dignity? Well, the morale, decency, and dignity is only a small percentage of the population now. The rest of it has gone into another state of mind because they're just ignoring everything. They don't care about it. And they make excuses for it. I'm telling you, I had a guy, he used to come on my show. I won't say his name. He would invent an excuse for everything. LGBT, definitely, like at one point, like women's liberation, he'll invent, well, the globalists know women spend more money than men, and that's why they want the woman to have the power. So they spend, like, this guy like gets into like some deep shit. And here's the bottom line. It's evil. Breaking up the family unit. That's another major goal they've accomplished. They've almost, and they is the evil people, whoever they are, whoever's controlling this shit, they've accomplished almost everything they want to do. The last straw is going to be total control of the planet. And that's what they're shooting for right now. So, I mean, they've accomplished the evil. You got people saying, you can't even, man, woman, there is no man and woman no more. There's 50 genders now. So, they've accomplished a lot. They've accomplished baby killing right in your face. They've accomplished up to a point, almost going to legalize pedophilia. They're making you feel like, well, it's not a big deal anymore. There was a parade in Spain just recently, a few days ago, a week ago, whatever. And they had little kids, old girls dressed in negligees, like, they looked like they were hookers. They were like 9, 10 years old, and there was like 10 of them, and they were walking in a parade, and they had like little stickers on their breast. They didn't even have like something covering their clothes, and they had like these things up their butts and fishnet stockings, high heel shoes, 9-year-olds. You could go look this up on the internet. I don't even want to look at it. It's so disgusting. I saw that parade. Yeah. See, people may think you're lying, but you're not, and this is the problem I have. So this is the parade. You could go Google it. And you'll see for yourself, they're little girls walking around in fishnet stockings, dressed like prostitutes, basically. And they were like 8, 9, 10 years old. You have to go find it. It's out there. I seen it with my own eyes. So, plain sight. I'd just like to know the parents that let their little kids go on stage and do that. I saw it too. Disgusting. Yeah. Well, is it really the child's fault? No. It's the parents. You can't blame a 9-year-old for anything almost. You got to blame the parents. There's nobody else to blame. But can anybody explain to me this with Antarctica? Because I don't get it. If Antarctica is supposed to be like in the middle of everything, then why is it a wall for everything? It's like covering the whole planet. Covering everything. Look at this. It's a giant wall. I thought it was in the middle of stuff. What are you going to tell me? This giant wall is in the middle, in between like up here somewhere? Well, then it'd be blocking them all too, right? So we're surrounded by Antarctica. It's not in the center. It's all bullshit. And the Google Maps is even telling you. They're showing you. But anyway, nobody wanted to come on today. That's okay. I'm going to end this show. And I just want to tell everyone, thank you for tuning in. And may the Almighty God bless you and your family. And Pops out.